Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. I have the dark moon reading for you with a little bit delay because I have a couple problems with my computers, but it should be resolved, I hope. This works perfect. But on the other hand, I have good news. I finally found a way with the program, with the astrology program. So if there are still people who are interested to learn this SkyView Astrology and to learn that do also for doing personal readings, I will be able to teach again now soon. And if you are interested, you can send me an email, and I would put together maybe two different times so that worldwide with the time zones we don't have too much problems. It definitely would have to be, especially for Europeans or so, at the weekend, because for America, I can do it that it's in the evening for them, but for Europe, it will be during the day somehow. So we have to figure out how to do that, but at least there is now hope, and I'm really glad that this would work out again, because this is a very, very powerful method that to really truly analyze the life of somebody, and get the real curriculum of one's life. It's not to tell you who you are. This is not working. And if people tell you who you are and you live according to this, what they tell you, you kind of miss your own personal life. So let me know if somebody's interested, and I will have some information for you how to do that, and I will put it all together. So let's share the screen and let's go into astrology. And I think you should see it by now, and you can see again that we have the planets quite close together. So people talk about an alignment, but I don't like so much to talk about this kind of alignment because, as I said before, if I would take the here the line here where the planets are and make a stretch it, they're always aligned. They're always more or less here, as you can see from the planet signs out here. But the more they are close together, the more, especially in conjunction with each other, the more powerful it is. It can also be the opposite. It can be like when we have a conjunction of more than 2 or 3 planets, it might be a barrier, it's something blocking. So anyway, let's dive into that. We have the dark moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius is that sign that will bring the breakthroughs, that nothing really has the power anymore to stand still. This is that force, that over personal or beyond personal force that is giving us a complete new way, a new strategy, something new that all the time, and especially for those whose personal charts are connected in any way with these constellation that we can see. For example, if you would have your sun in Aquarius or another planet, or say, for example, in opposition in Leo, or some other sign that make an aspect to this conjunction, you are even more within that energy of change, of and this is not subtle anymore. This you will experience. This is very powerful change that is happening now, and you can see it all over the world. Now, what is coming out in disclosure on all levels now is just beyond the wildest dreams or nightmares for some people. And I mean, even if I am a conspiracy theorist or more or less conspiracy factist, because it came out all to be fact, since 40 years or more, it still is shocking. And sometimes I really honestly, when I see certain pictures, I have tears in my eyes. I can hardly look at it anymore. So it's really kind of moving beyond. And, even all that disclosure and all what's going on, and also the new rulers, whatever is happening, they are still working within duality. it's still all about judgment. What we have, if you really want to move into fifth dimension, we have to move beyond judgment. But we can also say that is the first step. And for many who wake up, they have to be emotionally triggered. And those who are familiar with the Power versus Force from Dr. David Hawkins, they know that the step into anger is a very important step afterwards to come into acceptance. So it is like that anger energy that I can feel a lot around, and this is very much connected with this constellation we have here, that the people who have kind of relaxed into the trust of authorities, they are shaken now awake because they realize that everything what they valued and everything what their whole trust and belief is crumbling. So this awakening is going on much, much stronger. And I can imagine that you have the same feeling as I do. I mean, it's incredible. February is gone too. Was it just New Year, just a couple of days ago? And so much happened in between, and the time is so fast in the moment, and this has something to do with the energy shift, the shift of our consciousness, because time does not really exist. It is just about the consciousness of us. That is how we experience within time and within linear time for the awareness, especially of those who are not yet ready or have not yet done some more like meditation or martial art or something in this way to learn to not just be on the horizontal level, but also connect with the vertical level, with the self, with the higher self. So we kind of move with this through the horizontal level. And this is what also in astrology, you can see the cross is all about. This is that materialization in our life. So when we have the sun and the moon together in Aquarius, that is like bang, like that is really literally bombs dropping, but they don't have to be on the physical level. They are more mental. And we can see that this is an air sign, and Mars, the energy we have in Gemini, which is the mind. Gemini is very much that I told you about anger, and this is what is happening now with Gemini. We have a square from Gemini going here to Chiron, and that is connected with the healing. And it is very important. And please don't try to suppress your anger. Get it out somewhere, because it is important, and it is absolutely natural that anger's coming up and you see or hear certain things, because that is that release that need to happen, that anger, that energy, that aggression. Because aggression and anger, these are unreleased and stuck energies yet that we have to release to be able to move forward and to come finally into the willingness and acceptance of life, and that it has to be that way to remove us from these low frequencies. So this is coming, and see, Gemini, the mind, is still the part where we judge. So it comes into our mind, information are coming in, and the mind go boo, 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 go crazy, good and bad, and good and bad. These are the good guys, the bad guys, but and again, we have to see that many times when so-called bad things happened in our lives, at the end, it came out that they were actually good for us. And just give you the little sample again, once people lose a job, they're devastated, but maybe half a year later, they realize when they have another job or when they went through a transformation part in their life, that it was actually the best thing that could have happened to them at that time, because that's exactly what they needed to grow spiritually, to grow into a new way of life, to trust their divine self and not the authorities outside of themselves. So we have here this constellation. Also, we have see, when you look, Saturn here is also already in Aquarius. So Saturn is the planet, we can say, that forces us to look at something that is more or less the guy who puts you nose into the shit. And this is exactly what is happening in the moment, that a lot of stuff, personal stuff or stuff from our ancestor line is coming out now. I can experience that very vivid in the moment, that things are happening in my life that are very weird and have in that way not really is my life, but I can feel and I can hear sometimes the ancestors talking to me, and I know that especially those who are really awakening and getting ready for ascension, that they also clear ancestor karma and not just their own. And this is what we have taken on, because I mentioned that in other lifetimes. Sorry. Oh my God. In other readings, maybe lifetimes too, that when we had many lifetimes, our soul entity have many different lifetimes, that many of those, or more or less all of them, have not completed their life task and have left some karma. And again, karma is not just negative, it's positive too, which shows itself in talents, that this is showing up in our life now so that we can redeem all those other personalities that is within our soul entity. Because you have not been past lives. These past lives, each one had another configuration. Nobody was you, like the individual as you are today. So you take on from them, but at the same time, you also take on from your ancestor line, for your like mother's, father's side of ancestry. There are certain things that you help to clear because they are within your karmic pattern. Because this is also why you incarnate in this family, because that helps each other. And I just been very hard confronted with that, like my when I still was younger, or maybe still up there and came down here. Oh, sure, no, come on, let's take this on. Come on, let's do this, let's do this. And at that point, we are not really aware 100% of what we are taking on because we are not here. It's the same when you sign up, say you sign up to climb Mount whatever, Everest or whatever. And you even get prepared. You get walking, you get breathing, you get everything that you have to do. But once you're there, and once you start to climb the mountain, and once you come into that area where there is less oxygen, you still have to go through all the problems. And this is exactly what happened. And you might have even very strong physical reactions to what happened. And this is also, see here, Venus in Pisces, in that cluster of stars here. And we have here the healing part that is connected with Mars, with Gemini. All this energy has to get out somehow. So I have, and I remember I said that before and had some questions about it. I have a story with scorpions. And I had so much scorpion poison in my body that my whole body started to react and get sick. I mean, really sick. So I'm on the way to get better, but it depends very much where you are and in what area you live, but also like bites from snake or poisonous spiders or certain other animals. They are not coincidence. They don't happen by accident. This is something, that poison, that has something to do with your process of transformation, and it might be painful. And yeah, okay, it might bring also up anger, talking from experience, desperation, pain, whatever. And we have to heal that. We have to start to work with our bodies to heal it. And best is if you have somebody can help you with homeopathy or whatever, but don't go into chemical remedies. They just give you more side effects and negative structures back into your body, that the real healing cannot happen. So this time, most of you probably know, is not going to be easy. Now, because also, see, Uranus in Aries, and we have that for a while already. This is like the just merciless opening of that veil, just tearing it apart. Aries does not think about it. This is that kind of first coming through of that fire energy. And it's just burning away your illusion. It's just burning away all that belief systems. But at the same time, here with the yellow line, it opens up the creativity within you, the divine within you, that you can align again with who you truly are. So when we have also, when you look at this axis for the word horoscope here now, when we have the roots in Aquarius, which the sign is, which usually up here, and we have the goal where we go to, we have it here in Leo. That is like the Leo, which represents the ego, the personality, the personal power, has to start to be rooted in Aquarius, in the divine. And this is, even if there are no aspects in the moment up here, that will come, and it will come very soon again, that we are kind of tested how much within this closure we shifted our perception from following or obeying authorities and living in the horizontal way, bound to material success, or how much we have changed our ways to start to trust in the divine, to start to trust in that we are guided all the time, and also about the horoscope, that we have a curriculum in our life. And once we understand that, once we see the connection, we can move forward on that path more easy towards the goal, that our personal goal that we have set up before we incarnated, and we also aligned with our parents, with the mother to give birth to us, and chose that life for the completion. And I bet that you are all of those who have a journey towards completion. Otherwise, you definitely wouldn't listen to my readings. So when we have this constellation here, and when we see here again the ACs in Libra, it is again about balancing. It is again now the balancing, the surfacing of the anger, the coming up of the emotions. And the emotions are coming up through the forth and back of that whole disclosure that is happening, that anger, that power that is coming out now. And you can see here we have another trine that is going here to the conjunction Saturn and Mercury, which is Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, which help us to burn, in a way, to burn down all those rules and regulations that we have obeyed for so long time, for lifetimes, not just one, many lifetimes, that the planet has been hijacked by those negative entities. And, it's also, why didn't we liberate ourselves before? It is like a cycle. You cannot, if you live in the Northern Hemisphere in a country, say, for example, you have apples. You cannot have apples in May. You have apple blossoms in May, but you harvest the apples in September, October. And that same is here too. Once we move into a cycle, we have to finish that cycle to start a new one. And when we look at the bigger picture, this is a cycle of those 25,920 years that was started with this negative energy going one big solar year round, to have that chance again to redeem, to have the right constellation, the right energies. And this is not just the planets that you see here that determine that, but we have many planets that are further out of those planets we work with, that are showing us very clearly that now it's time to move forward, that now the time has come that redemption can happen. And again, I want to mention that too, we are not moving in the age of Aquarius yet. According to the real star constellation, it takes about another 600 years to get there. But we are moving now into a higher energy frequency within. So we can see that actually the cycle is about here where Venus is. So it doesn't matter. And this is again, it's another cliche. And again, so important to just let go of all these cliches, especially those New Age cliches. You know, there's not much different from New World cliche and New Age cliches. It's more or less going into the same direction because it's still always what you have received in those so-called esoteric circles, which were exoteric and not esoteric at all, because esoteric means the inside part, and you find that only within and not without. It literally means within. So we have to go within, and it doesn't matter how much crystals or how many books or how many candles or how many whatever you have. This is not helping you for enlightenment and to move forward. The only thing that really matters is how close are you connected to the divine of you, the divine that you really are, to move forward. And here in the astrology, we can find ways and more understanding to comprehend, to be able to see what is going on in our life that helps us moving forward. And then we have here the Jupiter is in Taurus. Actually, it's very beautiful at night when I go out with my dogs around 9 o'clock in the moment. The Mars is just absolutely straight up. And then I see a little bit on the right, I see Jupiter. And when I'm early enough, I see Venus just at the horizon going down. Very beautiful. So if you have a chance to go out at night, try it. Go and look at the stars. They're beautiful. So what we have here with this cluster here, it's like it's getting more intense. But since those, see, they are not in Aries. Aries, this is the Western astrology. We have here, they are all in Pisces. And that means that we cannot really see what is happening. It's the veil that is before it. And this is one of the most important things to accept that our rational mind cannot comprehend totally what's going on. So all we can do is like really help ourselves to trust the divine within, that we can move forward. Sorry. It's already very hot here. The summer has just started 2 days ago. And it was that more or less just a jump from cold to warm, and nothing in between. So we have the Saturn together with Mercury, with the connection here with Mars, with the connection here with the Sun and the Moon in Aquarius, that the only way to go forward is to reconnect with the divine within ourselves, within our heart center, that is having that divine source within. You might have heard about the fifth heart chamber that was recently discovered, that this is in a way the seat of the divine. And we have that energy within, and all we need to do is connect with it. And unfortunately, you cannot do that in any other way than to become quiet. Your mind has kind of to be still for a moment. So, you know, for me, it works that for swimming is one of the best for me, and for others is running, or also when I work creative, that I have all this inspiration, because then the mind is busy with something else. To sit quiet in meditation for me is kind of difficult. Some people are the meditators, and they love to sit and meditate. This is more the kind of watery type of people. They find peace in that. For me, this is more like swimming or yeah, creativity. And for other people, it is like, I know somebody who is doing it with running. And she said that once she has on her running shoes and is in her space of the a certain forest that she loves to run, she said she's completely out of all the mind games of the worldly life and completely connected. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful. So now we are even balanced more. Don't try to rationally explain things. You won't be able to, so just let it happen. You can plan, but God is kind of steering your car, not you. And whatever manifests, when if you want to manifest, dream, give these energies of the beauty of the world that you want, that your heart wishes, like a life of harmony, a life of peace, and to do the work that you love to do, and not that kind of work you have to go for a paycheck, etc. So this is the next 2 weeks when the moon is rising again to the full moon, and this is a very powerful time. So use it, and even if it's a bit late, you still have a big chance for doing some of your way of meditation to consciously reconnect with that part within you that is beyond the mind, that is that part of the divine, of the true divine guidance. Okay, I hope that helps a little bit to understand the quality of time. I will do a card reading next time and talk to you soon again. Bye bye for now.